welcome to Confluence Brewing Company. I'm John Martin, head brewer and president at Confluence Brewing.
I'm Scott Seelix, co-founder of Lua Brewing across town in Des Moines, Iowa.
I'm Josh Maxson, the production manager here at Confluence Brewing. We're back again with, I guess, between two barrels. That's not what we called it last week or the week before, but we change it every week, so.
I like Between Two Barrels. That's a good name.
It works.
Yeah, we're here with Scott because we did a collab with him. You want to tell us about the beer, Scott?
Yeah, well, the beer in a lot of ways was Josh's brainchild, so we certainly collaborated on it. A while ago you had a beer that really blew you away, and it's a unique style, so it's hard to find, and he mentioned that he wanted to make it, and we were really on board. One of the things that we've always admired about Confluence is they make Extinction Event and Ferryman's, those styles that are super trendy, but then they've really excelled at German beer and sometimes obscure styles of German beer that are really hard to brew. And so when they came to us and said, we want to make this beer with you, we were honored because we try to do the same thing and we look up to them a lot. So we were really excited to make this beer. So did I get the story right though?
I think so. I think that's about right. It was a bourbon barrel-aged Dunkel Weizenbock that I had from a little brewery known as Revolution Brewing. But it was back when they were just a brew pub, so it was a number of years ago. And it was like bourbon-soaked liquid banana bread. And it's one of those like formative beer drinking experiences in your life. So we wanted to take a shot, see what we could do to emulate it.
Yeah.
So.
Kind of a ubiquitous style, really. I'm not sure if the Germans would recognize it or not, but
there's definitely a few. Like I think Aventinus makes one, so you might find a couple.
I had never heard of it when he said this is what we want to do. We made a Dunkel Weizen at Lua, and so some similarities there for sure. But a Dunkel Weizenbock was something we're like, well, we kind of know what you mean because all those words make sense to us, but putting them together, I'd never seen it before. So we were really excited, for sure.
So yeah, the goal is big, strong, dark, rich, sweet, banana-y, strong esters from those, hefe, sort of yeast character, but without being pulling or overpowering is sort of the goal. We designed a large portion of it. We designed the beer to go into barrels, so the vast majority of it is in barrels and waiting for release next year.
Just sitting behind us.
Over there.
Oh, look, there it is.
3 Weller bourbon barrels that it's in.
We did bourbon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then 2 South American rum barrels. So we'll probably have a couple variants coming at you. We'll have to get together and taste them out of the barrels here in like 8 or 9 months and come up with what we want to do with them. But
the hard work.
Yeah.
That's the work of being a brewer, tasting beer out of barrels.
It is. The barrel tours is tough times.
Those are fun, especially when you can do it. Those are good learning. You know, we learned a lot from making this beer with them because we both make German beer and we have traditional German processes, but there's always differences across breweries. So we learned a lot from that, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot when we get to taste beer out of barrels as well, what they taste and what they look for and what we do. So that's probably a little ways away, but something to look forward to as well.
Yeah. So Josh, I know you kind of came up with the name Friendship Bread. Tell us about that.
Sure. So anytime we're working on branding a beer, all I do is I feel like go down like Google rabbit hole where I think about the beer, something about the name of the beer. So in this case, we wanted to make this beer that reminded me of bourbon-soaked banana bread. So I just started doing a search for bread and like community and that kind of thing, and came across this concept of Friendship Bread, which I hadn't heard before, but just of like taking a starter, making a loaf of bread, and then passing like the portion of that starter to your friend who does it, and it keeps going and keeps going. And John's done it before, I think. So
it's
you've done it.
Yeah, Friendship Bread. Yeah.
It's like a bread Solera is what I thought of. It's like so then the same starter, however long down and however many people, you're making the same starter of bread, which is and for us it was a good name. You know, I've known John and Josh a long time, but Lua's new in the Des Moines beer scene, so in a lot of ways kicking off what we hope will be a long and very fun friendship as making our first beer together and trying to plan for a few more. Well, I already have one more in the works, I guess, the barrel-aged version.
barrel-aged
But
ones,
then hopefully get them over to our place across town and keep making beer and learning and having fun.
You bet.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
You know, I was gonna say, you guys set this beer down in front of me a while ago, and every instinct I had was to pick it up and drink it, and I wasn't sure if I should yet. And I've been sitting here for 5 minutes just like,
Go ahead.
I
waiting.
felt the same way, and it's like a beer not consumed is a beer wasted. So.
Be not afraid of the beer, right? Yeah.
I didn't want to have it gone before the video started. That would have been.
Well, what do you get out of it, drinking it? What's your tasting notes?
I get, there's a big banana bread up front. Maybe halfway through, it really molds into like a caramel, a really nice caramelness. And then finishes, although there's sweetness, it finishes relatively, it's kind of refreshing and bright. So there's the big banana bread caramel sweetness. But then it finishes really nice, and it makes you want to go back for another drink.
Yeah, it's not overly cloying or syrupy. Like the clove banana esters from the yeast don't last like a super long time. Like I still get residual banana, but not in any kind of like heavy, unpleasant way.
I think it tastes every bit of the ingredients that are there, which is awesome. It doesn't taste at all like, what was this, 9% it finished at?
Yeah, I think so.
You could tell me this was 4%, and I would believe you if you gave it to me. It really doesn't. You don't get any booze at all. It has some of that alcohol sweetness, but just really, really pleasant.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Definitely a nice sipper, a good. I mean, it's not a winter warmer, but it shares some kind of similarities to that.
Some barley wine similarities for sure. Empty stomach and half of a 9% beer.
Yeah.
It got a little warmer in here.
Yeah.
Liquid bread for sure.
To learn new styles with friends and to make these beers. This is really, I think, for us why we started making beer was these moments. And before we opened, we had some issues with getting our fridge set up, and these guys stored hops for us for over a month. And every time I've called John on something with issues that we have, fortunately and coincidentally, we have the same brewhouse manufacturer. So I've been able to call John and Josh and just say, hey, I don't know what went wrong, but something did, and a lot of times they can walk us through. So we couldn't be more appreciative to be involved in this beer and how you guys have welcomed us to Des Moines. So the beer community in Iowa is really unbelievable, and this is just another instance of that. So cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. So 818 does all of our graphic design, and they came up with this label for us, the Friendship beer. We wanted to include Lua's tree and then some water feature that speaks of Confluence, the two rivers coming together. So as always, they knocked it out of the park. We love the people over at 818, Bree and Melissa. Thank you very much. Cheers.
So Mark would kill us if we don't remember to mention that you can see this video and other videos about our beer on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Lua, I'm sure, has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
We do. We have a Twitter, 0 posts, but we have Facebook and Instagram for sure. Yeah, but Facebook and Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
For all the releases there. Beer is available on draft here and in bottles here and over at Lua. So
this beer will sell her well. So don't just grab one bottle. You better grab two. One for now and one for.
I think says to drink alongside the barrel aged stuff when it comes out in a year.
That's right.
So,
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Well, thanks for coming by, Scott.
Cheers to all of you.
Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.